Good day, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play the game Monopoly Marvel Avengers, the 2019 edition. I'll go ahead and show you some of the components first. We have got, in place of the properties, a whole bunch of heroes from the Avengers series, and I will go ahead and show you them. These are the backs of the cards. The front of the cards are going to be over here, but here they are. You have Maria Hill, Nick Fury, the Wasp, Falcon, Iron Spider, Drax, the Winter Soldier, Groot, Star-Lord, Mantis, Stonekeeper, Gamora, Valkyrie, Heimdall, the Collector, Shuri, the Scarlet Witch, the Black Panther, Vision, Wong, the Ancient One, Doctor Strange, Loki, and finally Odin. In place of the Chance and Community chess cards, you've got Stark Industries and you have the Infinity Gauntlet, and I'll just show you a couple of these cards. You're simply going to draw these anytime you land on the Stark Industries spot or the Infinity Gauntlet spot, and you'll grab that card. Here's an example of a card. It says, Doctor Strange offers you tea, but you don't drink tea. He conjures your drink of choice instead. Cheers, collect $10. Here's another one that says, you destroy Hydra's helicarriers and foil Project Insight. Collect 200. So a bunch of these you'll be collecting money. Others you're going to be losing money. Here's one that'll bring you to jail, and I'll talk about jail here in a minute. The Infinity Gauntlet works a little differently. A lot of these are dice challenges, and here's an example. It says the Time Stone traps you in a time loop. Roll one die, and if your roll is even, move forward that many spaces and follow the rules of the space where you land. Odd, move backwards that many spaces and follow the rules of the space where you land. Here's another one. Says if you roll 1 to 3, the Ancient One approves of your modest intentions. Claim 100 times your roll. Here's one that says your arrogance concerns the Ancient One. Do nothing for 4 or 6. And there's a bunch of those types of challenges in this deck of cards. Here is the money. This is just Avengers money, and in the beginning everybody is going to receive $1,500. Here are the 12 golden tokens that come with this game, and I'll show them to you real quick. Here we have the Infinity Gauntlet of the Black Widow. We have Nebula, we have Ant-Man, we have Hawkeye, we have Thor, we have Rocket, we have Captain Marvel, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and then the War Machine. Now, some of the other spaces you have jail, and you'll end up going to jail if you roll doubles 3 times in a row. If you land on the go to jail space, and these cards can also have cards in there that will send you to jail as well. Now, if you get stuck in jail, there's 3 ways you can get out. You can pay $50 at the start of your next turn, then roll and move as normal. You can get a get out of jail free card. I believe each of these decks has one of them, and you'll just play that at the start of your next turn, and then you'll put it at the bottom of the deck and move on. Or you can try to roll doubles on your next turn, and you'll get 3 turns to try to do it. If you do that in your 3 turns, you'll get out, use the roll to move, and then end your turn. And if you don't, then you'll just simply pay $50 and then use your last roll to move. Where the railroads used to be, there are going to be 4 of the children of Thanos. You've got Cull Obsidian over here, Proxima Midnight over here, Corvus Glaive, I believe it's pronounced over there, and then Ebony Maw. Now you're going to be challenging them whenever you land on these spaces, and I'll talk about how you're going to do that here in just a little bit. Now everybody's going to start on the go space, and anytime you pass go or land on go, you're going to collect 200 salary from the bank. Now, here's the freeze parking space. Just like in regular Monopoly, nothing happens. The just visiting space over here, you'll just simply land on this anytime you're passing around the board. This does not count as going to jail. Now, in the beginning, everybody's going to go ahead and roll both dice, and whoever has the highest roll is going to start first, and play is going to move to the left. Now, on your turn, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to roll both dice, and in this case, I've rolled a 9, so I will go ahead and move 9. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've landed on Iron Spider. Now, if I roll doubles, I will go ahead and roll again. Now, over here, this is a hero space, and I will have the option to buy this hero if I would like to. He has not been drafted yet. Drafted meaning that someone already bought him. So if I would like to go ahead and purchase this hero, I would simply pay this cost, which is $120. If it turns out that I don't want to have that hero, then we're going to have to do an auction. And with an auction, the bidding will start at 10, and anyone can increase their bid by as little as $1. You don't need to follow turn order, and the banker will end the auction when no other player is willing to increase the bid. The highest bidder will pay the bank, and if no one wants to bid, that's fine. No one will pay anything, and the hero card will stay with the bank. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Iron Spider's card over here. You'll note the first thing it says payment 8, and then payment with a color set is 16. This basically means that if someone lands on Iron Spider, which you own, he is going to go ahead and pay you $8 in rent. If it turns out that you own the entire color group, in this case all blue, he is going to go ahead and pay you double that, which is $16. Now you'll also note that there's also payment with 1 base, 2 base, 3 bases, and 4 bases, and then with 1 headquarters. A base looks like this. It's a purple house, and then the headquarters is going to be this red building over here, which kind of looks like a hotel. Now, if you end up owning all 3 of these properties, you will go ahead and be able to build up the bases. Now, the way you're going to do it is you're going to look at the bottom of the card here, and it's going to tell you how much the bases cost. For this hero, it's going to be $50. So what you do, let's just say you wanted to build 3 bases. What you'll have to do is you'll have to build evenly. If I spent $150 and got 3 bases, I would go 1 and then 2 and then 3, and then I would continue to do it that way, 2 and then 3, all the way up until I have 4 bases. Now, if somebody ends up landing on your hero while you have these bases, in this case, if someone were to land on the Iron Spider, they would pay me $40, and the more bases I have on there, the more they are going to pay me. Now, in order to build the headquarters, once I have the 4 bases, I will simply be able to pay the headquarters cost on the hero card and return all 4 of the bases, and then I will replace it with the headquarters. So once I put in the headquarters, I would go ahead and place it there, and then the cost is going to go to whatever the headquarters cost is. So if someone were to land on the Iron Spider in this case, they would pay me $600. Now, if I wanted to end up selling some of these things, this is how I would do it. If I wanted to sell a headquarters, I would sell it for half the cost price, which in this case, I would sell it for $25, and then I would exchange it immediately for 4 bases, so I would be downgrading this to 4 bases. If I wanted to sell the bases, I would do the same thing. I would just sell it back for half the cost, and then however many I sold, I would go ahead and take those off. But again, I would have to do it evenly. Now, whenever I end up buying a hero, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the table this way. If I wanted to go ahead and need some money, I could go ahead and turn this card over, and I could do what's called sideline. So if I were to go ahead and sideline the hero, I would go ahead and get $60 from the bank, and then if someone were to land on this, I would not collect any rent money. If I wanted to go ahead and reactivate him, meaning that I would take him off the sidelines and put him back in play, I'm going to go ahead and have to pay the bank this much, and each hero is going to have a different amount. Now, 2 of the heroes work a little bit differently, the Winter Soldier and the Black Panther. If you land on the Winter Soldier, and he's the only one that another player owns, and he doesn't own both of them, what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and roll the die to determine how much he is going to owe that person. For one of these heroes, it's going to be 4 times the die. So say I rolled the die, I landed on him, and I rolled a 6, I will times that by 4, and so I will owe that player $24. The same with the Black Panther. Now, if someone owns both of them, they're going to have to pay them 10 times the amount on the die. So in this case, let's just say I rolled a 6 and this person owned both of those, I would end up paying them $60. Now, when it comes to the Children of Thanos over here, the way this works, so you go ahead and roll once for your character token, which would be this, and then you would roll once for each hero card that you have. As soon as one of your rolls matches the number on the board square, you escape from battle. But if none of your rolls matches the number on the board, you lose the battle and you pay $200 to the bank. If you ended up having, say, 5 heroes, you're going to get 6 rolls, and let's say you landed on the Cole Obsidian over here, his number is a 1. So in those 6 rolls, you're going to have to try to roll a 1. So I got 1 and I got 2, and in those 6 rolls, I did not get it. So in this case, I will have to end up paying the bank $200. Now, one of the big trademarks in Monopoly is trading properties. In this case, you can trade heroes, and it works pretty much the same way. You can buy, sell, or swap heroes with the other players at any time. You have to sell all your buildings and color sets to the bank before you can sell or trade a hero. So if I happen to have a building over here and I wanted to trade Falcon for somebody, I'd have to sell this building first. Heroes can be traded for cash, other heroes, get out of jail free cards. The sideline heroes, which are the heroes that have been mortgaged, so to say, they can be traded at any agreed upon price, but the new owner has to immediately reactivate the hero or keep him sidelined and just simply pay the bank 10% of that cost. If it turns out you can't pay anybody money, say someone lands on here and they don't have the money to pay this, there's some things you can do. Raise money by selling the buildings back to the bank, sidelining the heroes. If you're still in debt and you're bankrupt, then you're going to be out of the game. If it turns out you owe another player money, you'll have to give them all your sidelined heroes, any get out of jail free cards. Whoever ends up bankrupting you, they're going to have to immediately reactivate the hero, or they can keep them sidelined. If it turns out you owe the bank money, you'll just simply return all your heroes to the bank. Any sidelined heroes are reactivated. All of your heroes' allegiances must immediately be put up for auction. And then any get out of jail free cards will be turned to the bottom of the appropriate deck. So anyway, people are going to continue playing this game until there's one player left standing, and that player will be the winner of Monopoly Marvel Avengers.